Giant prehistoric insects, tens, even hundreds of times larger than today's insects, once ruled the earth. They lived in a different world, wild and ferocious, where survival was a constant struggle. But then, with climate change and the appearance of mammals, they gradually disappeared, giving way to new creatures. Now, in a new century, as humans dig deep into the earth, breaking through ancient geological layers, these creatures suddenly reappear. They are not ordinary insects, but living nightmares from the prehistoric era, carrying with them hunger and terrifying power. And their appearance opens a chapter of unprecedented horror in human history. In a remote area of the mining industry, workers began to discover strange signs deep underground, unusually large cavities, strange fossils, and giant footprints carved into the hard rock. But what terrified them most were the strange noises coming from below. The sound of pincers hitting the cave walls, the buzzing of giant bees roaring in the darkness. Within weeks, these ancient creatures began to appear on the ground, shaking the peaceful valley. Giant beetles with bodies as hard as steel, razor-sharp pincers, eyes that glowed like fire, and thick armor that made them nearly invulnerable. Dragonflies with wingspans so large they could cover entire houses, emitted a deafening screech as they flew by. Everything quickly turned into a nightmare. The ancient insects not only destroyed the habitat, but also hunted humans as small prey. Screams echoed, fires burned, and deformed corpses of unknown causes appeared everywhere. No one knew where they came from, nor did anyone know how to stop this terrible destruction. But one thing was certain: the world no longer belonged to humans, but to prehistoric monsters with terrible power. As darkness gradually covered the valley, deformed creatures from the prehistoric era appeared one after another, each a living nightmare, the embodiment of ultimate terror. 1. Titan beetle, as large as a small truck. The Titan beetle possessed a thick steel-like armor. Its surface was jet black and glittered under the moonlight. Its two front claws were as long as swords, sharp enough to cut through ancient tree trunks in just a few seconds. Its polygonal eyes glowed a fiery red, illuminating all the darkness, making anyone who looked at them feel like they were being threatened by an untouchable monster. The most terrifying thing was the screeching sound it made when it flew. The buzzing sound reverberated through the air like a painful scream, causing any creature that heard it to run away. 2. The giant ghostly dragonfly, with a wingspan of up to 3 meters. This giant dragonfly is impressive not only for its size, but also for its terrifying deformity. Its wings are transparent, but covered with ink-black patterns shaped like human ribs, a haunting sight that reminds people of death. Its large, glowing blue eyes are wide open, as if watching every human step. Each time its wings flap, a strong wind accompanied by a strong stench and rotting corpses wafts by. As it flies by, the dragonfly emits a piercing screech, making it impossible for anyone to stand still for a moment. 3. Hellfire ants. These ancient fire ant colonies are unlike any other species of ant that has ever existed. They are almost as tall as an adult human, their bodies are red as if they are smoldering, and their outer shells are like hot embers. Their tails are capable of spitting out a strong corrosive acid. The rustling sound of thousands of giant ants crawling on the ground echoes like the roar of a pack of ferocious monsters. When a swarm of fire ants attacks, they coordinate together like a storm of destruction, leaving no trace behind. 4. Nightmare scorpion. This scorpion is nearly 5 meters long. Its outer shell is as black as coal. Each joint of its legs is covered with sharp spikes like knives. Its tail is like a giant spear, able to pierce through anything. Even more terrifying, it has the ability to spit out a green toxin that glows in the dark, causing the wound it causes to not only be painful, but also gradually paralyze the entire body. The nightmare scorpion moves at an incredible speed, each step causing the ground to shake. Every time it roars, the entire forest seems to be engulfed in a living nightmare. 5. Hellflies. Giant flies with bodies as big as large dogs, Their eyes glow bright yellow and have long hairs like whips. They attack in swarms, landing on everything living and dead, sucking blood and spreading diseases in a terrifying way. Their buzzing sounds like the whispers of evil spirits, making anyone who hears them shiver. When the hellflies land, the stench of decay permeates everywhere, making the air suffocating and difficult to breathe. Those giant monsters are not just creatures. They are nightmares on foot, resurrected from the terrible memories of Earth, instilling fear in anyone who dares to face them. The once lush forests were now ashes, the trees broken as if crushed by an invisible machine. Villages were devastated. Houses were now just pieces of charred wood mixed with black mud thick with blood. On the ground, deformed footprints were still imprinted, large, deep, as if to remind that this place was once the hunting ground of ancient creatures. No more human voices, no more cars, no more horns, no more lively sounds that were once present. Only the wind howled through the ruins of houses, and the buzzing of insects like ghostly whispers from underground. A large city hundreds of kilometers away, thought to be safe, could not escape its fate. Night fell, and with it the swarm of giant insects came like a tidal wave. High walls, cannons, tanks, even automated defense systems, all are useless against the steel-like natural armor and unbridled killing instincts of the monsters. It was said that if the Earth were truly enraged, humans would be nothing more than a passing breeze in the history of this planet. And now, it has happened, not from fire or water, not from earthquakes or volcanoes, but from something that existed before the dinosaurs: insects. The small creatures that humans once despised have become the new rulers. No one knows why they returned. No one knows if anyone will live to tell the story. Only one thing is certain: Earth is no longer human. In the darkness, beneath the rotting soil, the rustling sound has begun again, a familiar rhythm, a song of doom. Human life does not end with an explosion, but with the soft screech of insect claws sharpening in the night.
This is the end of the video. Thank you for joining me on this terrifying journey with giant insects, ancient monsters crawling out of the ground, bringing destruction and endless obsession. If the story makes your spine shiver, gives you goosebumps, or you simply want to know what would happen if that nightmare were real, I'll be back with more scary, darker, and maybe more dangerous stories. Are you ready?